welcome to episode 8 of How to Crochet in 4 Weeks. So for today, I am going to teach you the different types of loops that you can work in. Once you start doing patterns and kind of like doing your projects, a lot of designers kind of take advantage of all the different loops that you can work into because it brings a whole different type of texture to the project just by simply crocheting into a different loop. So today we're going to start with the front loop, and I'm going to work with half double crochets. So your front loop is the loop that's closest to your body. This one right here. So you have your V that you usually go into under both of those strands, but when you're working with the front loop, you're only going to go into this strand of yarn right here, the strand that is closest to your body. So you won't be going underneath both of this stitch. You're only going to go into the front part of this yarn for this stitch, and I will show you because that's kind of confusing. So I'm going to do a half double, and then you work into this front stitch right here, the yarn that's closest to your body, and then you do your half double. Now let's do that again. So I'm going to do a half double in the front loop only. I'm going to yarn over, and then I'm going to place my hook underneath that front strand of yarn, and I'm going to yarn over and pull through all three, and that's it. And you can do single crochet, you can do a double crochet, it doesn't really matter. All you're changing up is where you're inserting your hook, and this is called the front loop only. Here we go. And then stick it, and the front loop is always the strand of yarn out of that V that is closest to your body. And it's as easy as that. Okay, now let's look at how to work into your back loop. And all it is instead of working into that front loop, you're going to work into this back strand. And this is called working into the back loop only. So you put your hook, and you insert it into that back strand out of the V like that, and then you continue down, back strand out of the V, and then you finish your stitch. Once again, back strand out of the V, insert your hook in there, and then you finish your stitch. And that is it for working into your back loop. And once again, you can use any stitch, it's just working into a different loop. Okay, so the last loop the basic loop that you can work into is your third loop. So I'm going to chain one to start this row, and your third loop is this little guy right here. So you have your V, and then you have this little loop right here on the back of that stitch, and that is considered your third loop in the back. Now this in the front is also considered your third loop, but this is your front third loop. This is the back, so if you're going towards this way, if you need to go in the back, this one is your back third loop. And if you're going to work in the front third loop, it will be this one. So here's your V, then here's the third loop in the back, and then here's the third loop in the front. And I will show you what it looks like on both. So right now I am going to work in the third loop in the back, and I'm going to do a half double. So I'm going to insert my hook into this loop. Oops. And then I'm going to make my half double. Once again, it might be easier to turn your work over. I'm going to yarn over. Here's the V of the next stitch, and I'm going to insert my hook into this back third loop right here. Insert the hook. Oops, I forgot the yarn over. There you go. Alright, let's do it again. Work into my next stitch. Work into this back third loop right there. Might be easier if you get your pointer finger and push your hook through. And then let's do that one more time. Work into, here's my V, and I'm going right there directly under into that back third loop. Insert my hook. Oop, forgot the yarn over. There we go. Turn your work around. There's the V. There's the third loop right there. I keep forgetting the yarn over. And then you just continue doing that. And it kind of makes like a little V pattern in the front, because it's just basically pushing these stitches from your previous row out like this to make that type of texture. Okay, so to work in the front third loop, you're gonna start off, I'm gonna yarn over because I'm going to be working with half doubles. So here's your V, and then here's this little line right here, right directly under your V, and that is the front third loop. And then you just insert your hook into that strand, and then you finish off whatever stitch you're using. Once again, here is your, there we go. Here is your V, and then the front third loop is the one closest to your facing you. So you just turn your work, and then it will be this strand right here, right underneath your V. Then you just insert your hook inside, and then finish off whatever stitch that you are going to make. Here's your V. Flip it up, insert your hook into that little loop underneath. Once again, there's your V. Flip your work and work into that loop right underneath your V. And that's it. That is your front loop. And all of these loops bring different texture to your work, and it can make just as simple as working into your front loop, back loop, third loop in the back, or third loop in the front. It just brings a whole different kind of design and texture to your work, and really those small little changes can bring it to life. So this is what it looks like when you do that. It makes like little V's, and it just pushes your stitches forward. And then this is what it looks like when you work in like the back and the front loop. Just a different design. You get like one little strand of yarn or design going through like that, either working in the front or the back. And that's pretty much it. So this was the last episode of me teaching you, the basics of crocheting. So for our next episode, episode 8, I won't post that this Thursday, but I'm going to post it either next Tuesday or Thursday, because I am working up a pattern for everyone that's following along, so that you can try out all of the stitches that you have been practicing, and you can kind of make a project and feel like accomplished and proud of yourself for making your first crochet project. So don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on your notification button, and come back next week so that you can check out the pattern that I wrote up for you guys to try out. Bye everyone. Have a good day.